The discovery, theme, observation, mystery, revelation. In the absolute silence of deep space, where no air carries sound, and no light travels unaided, Voyager 2 drifts onward. It has traveled for nearly 5 decades, pushed only by the fading warmth of radioactive decay, a solitary explorer in the vast, indifferent dark. Billions of miles from Earth, it continues its slow, determined journey beyond our reach, beyond our comprehension, beyond our known world. Launched in 1977, Voyager 2 was never meant to return only to see, to hear, to record, and to send back fragments of truth from a universe that never promised answers. And for a time, that was enough. Images of planets and moons, readings of magnetic storms and cosmic rays, echoes of plasma fields whispering across time. Then, something changed. An old data archive decades untouched was recently fed into an artificial intelligence model. Not just any model, but one trained to recognize patterns, geometry, and structure far beyond the capability of the human eye. Within that archive, buried in what had long been considered background static, was a single frame. A forgotten image. Dismissed at the time as noise. Nothing. A void. But the AI didn't see a void. It saw symmetry. Not the kind nature stumbles into, but the kind that implies direction. The kind that whispers, "Someone made this." At first, it looked like a torus ring-like shape common in magnetic simulations. But within its center, there were more than curves. There were alignments. Grid-like intersections. Circuitry. The kind of pattern that doesn't just suggest order, it suggests intention. NASA had long since handed over much of Voyager's raw data to universities, research teams, and private groups. The datasets were massive terabytes of uncompressed information collected over decades. Many had never been reprocessed with modern tools. Until now. This particular frame came from 1986 during Voyager 2's historic flyby of Uranus. The moment the image was captured, Voyager was passing through a highly unstable region of the planet's magnetic field, a plasmoid, a vast bubble of magnetized plasma. At the time, mission engineers noted a brief disturbance in Voyager's sensors. Voltage fluctuations. Signal interference. They chalked it up to magnetic turbulence. But the AI flagged that moment, and what it found was chilling. The timing matched perfectly. A 2.4-second window during which all of Voyager's instruments spiked, not failed, but responded. As if something was not just near, but interacting. This wasn't a cosmic coincidence. This was an event. Voyager 2 had passed close, perhaps impossibly close, to something we had no framework for. But there was no impact. No deviation. No damage. Instead, it passed as if through empty space. Or perhaps, something else passed through it. And still, the spacecraft continued. Silently. Obediently. Unaware that it had just brushed against something that may not have been natural. Then came the AI's behavior. The team reviewing the analysis noticed something odd. The model, stable, reliable, began to behave erratically. Processing cycles interrupted. Image loops terminated. In one alarming case, it flagged the image as a cognitive feedback hazard, not a programming error. Not a software bug. The algorithm seemed uncomfortable. Was it overfitting? Or was it reacting to something we cannot yet define? In AI research, systems can be trained to detect intentionality, the presence of consciousness or coordination in data patterns. What if this wasn't just noise? The signal, theme, response, ancient memory, implications of contact. While the world remained captivated by the mysterious image, another revelation quietly emerged, not from sight, but from sound. From the depths of space, across billions of miles of cosmic silence, Voyager 2 had begun to hear something. Since crossing the invisible boundary that surrounds our solar system, the heliopause, Voyager entered a place untouched by any human-made object. A region so distant, so utterly foreign, that even the sun's magnetic field no longer held sway. Many believed Voyager's instruments would fall quiet out there, consumed by the vacuum, rendered meaningless beyond the reach of the solar winds. But then, in 2018, Voyager 2 detected something no one expected: a hum. A low, consistent tone that whispered across the void. Faint, yes, but persistent. At first, scientists chalked it up to natural background radiation, the soft static of interstellar space. Perhaps the dying breath of a star long extinguished. Perhaps nothing at all. But then the tone changed. It began to pulse. Not erratically, not like a flare or burst, but in a deliberate, rhythmic sequence. The plasma waves an instrument used to measure the density of space began to oscillate in a pattern too regular to ignore. Rising and falling. Again and again. Not random noise. Not a transmission. A beat. A presence. That moment, the one when the pulses reached their peak, perfectly aligned with the timestamp of the AI-enhanced image. Two signals. One visual. One sonic. Separated by discipline, united by time. The image showed structure. The plasma data showed intention. A physicist on the team called it a fractal spiral, a naturally rare, mathematically complex form that had never once appeared in any previous mission data from deep space probes. The spiral repeated once. Then again. And then, nothing. Gone. As if whatever created it had delivered a single message. And then moved on. What if that pattern wasn't just a glitch in cosmic noise? What if it wasn't even from Voyager? What if it was a reply? A soft knock echoing back through space and time. A coded recognition that something had noticed our quiet, distant probe and answered. Not with words. Not with contact. But with presence. As the scientific community debated the significance of this signal, an unexpected voice entered the conversation: an anthropologist. One who had spent a lifetime studying the deep patterns of ancient civilizations, the myths and symbols of cultures separated by oceans and millennia. When shown the AI-enhanced Voyager image, she didn't pause in confusion. She paused in recognition. She saw patterns, arcs, concentric rings, intersecting lines, the same formations found carved into Babylonian stone tablets, painted onto Aboriginal cave walls, whispered through generations of oral traditions that speak of the dreamtime, when the sky and earth were one. She didn't claim it was aliens. She didn't have to. What she proposed was far more haunting: that the Voyager image bore resemblance not to alien craft, but to ancient memory. That perhaps humanity, in its deepest unconscious layers, has already glimpsed what Voyager 2 now sees. It wasn't just a photograph. It may have been a map. A visual echo of something larger, older, watching from the edge of known space. Not a map of where we've traveled, but of where something else may already exist, quiet, vast, aware. A domain not ours, but one we've now entered. Uninvited. Voyager 2 was built to observe. To measure, not provoke. To record, not interact. And yet, by drifting into that unknown territory, into someone else's silence, it may have become the first messenger of a truth we were never prepared to face. And the silence answered. This isn't science fiction. This is data. Raw, unaltered, original. It's electromagnetic waveforms. It's geometry. It's patterns that should not exist in chaos. When we gave artificial intelligence the power to enhance those fragments, we didn't just improve clarity. We peeled back a veil. And beneath it, we found not randomness but intention. Symmetry. Deliberate rhythm. A design that doesn't emerge by chance. Voyager 2 may not have merely left the solar system. It may have crossed into someone else's reality. And now that we've seen it, now that we've truly noticed, we cannot unsee it. Because the greatest fear isn't that we are alone in the universe. The greatest fear is that we are not. And never have been. That long before we dared to look outward, something had already looked back. If this revelation sparked something in you, if it stirred that quiet instinct that says, there's more out there, then you are not alone. Subscribe. Comment. and share this story. Because the silence in space may not be silent after all.